Well, you join us back on Chesil, guys, and look what we got. Triggy. Welcome back, everyone. As you can see, you join me on the mighty Chesil Beach today. I'm down here with my cousin who's down there hammering the mackerel, because we've had, before we got the rods out there, we had a few casts, some lovely chunky ones as well. So that's gonna be some quality bait and food. And I just reeled in my first one I cast out and had a little black bream. So get him sorted out now. There's been some wicked reports recently, well, the past few days. Big bags of fish and loads of different species. From obviously your bream, gurnards, hounds, codlin, triggerfish, placed, a lot. So fingers crossed we'll have a good day. So I'm gonna get to it, set up my base camp for the day, and try and catch some fish for you. See you in a bit. I will be missing a lot of bites for the past probably about an hour. So I made a quick flapper up with some tiny little hooks, and first cast with it, double shot. One mackerel, I think that grabbed it on the way in, mind. And then a small bream. They're just little size 6. The wormer hooks, the sabalo wormers. Little small pink pop-ups. I elasticated my worm on. So they got to work at it to get the bait off then, and by the time they've got it off, it's in the hooks in their mouth. If you're fishing like that, you'll have a lot more fish with smaller fish, but good fun though. But there's not much tide there now, so I'm guessing when that tide does pick up, we'll have a few better fish come through, I would have thought. But for now, make the most of these guys on the feed, have a bit of fun, and yeah, hopefully get some bigger fish later. Well, I just missed a nice bite actually. It seemed like a trigger, but it might not have been, I don't know. There we go, little double shot. Let's get that little bream back, and I need to take an old mackerel back. You can go by there. Let's get him home. Well, we were just absolutely hammering the mackerel. We probably had about, I don't know, 20 odd mackerel just then. And I looked up and I had a wicked bite, and I had the trigger. Not a big one, but an absolute stunning fish though. Without a doubt, probably one of my top 5 favourite fish in the UK. Absolutely awesome fish. And a proper tropical one as well for the UK. Got a weird growth on his nose, look. But they are absolutely wicked fish. And some vicious, whoa! Use a feather. Some absolutely vicious teeth in there, if you can see them. They bite through anything. I've had them bite me off before in the past. See those teeth. Violent teeth on them. But normally I find down here, where there's one, there's more. So with a bit of joy now, we get some more. And I'll start getting on the camera a bit better, so hopefully I get to actually video the next one coming in. Happy days. Right, so rigs for today. Same as usual with this kind of fishing. For me, I just use a 3/8 clip down. Even if I'm going to be fishing inshore, I still will make it a clip down, because you just got the option to clip it up if you did want to cast it further out. I'm fishing, well, they're 80-pound backbones, 0.40 hook links, which I think the line I'm using is like a 25 pound. Because I'm getting wet. 0.40 hook links, 16-inch snoods, and I'm using size 2 hooks and a mix of different size and colour pop-ups. I do find the pop-ups work really well down here. I have had them in the past where they don't work, but I'd rather make them with than without, because I can always just rip it off if there's that much difference in fishing. Another thing I did bring, which I will try, and I've never tried them before, is basically a foam ball with a hole in it, and you can just slide it. Well, I cut my swivel off, put it on the backbone of your rig, and tie your swivel back on, you just shoot your rig up. that obviously isn't really going to work if there's strong tide. But when there's no tide, you're fishing in short for the bream, like it was when we first got down here this morning. It was all in close, and that would have worked well. But what I was doing worked, so I didn't bother trying it. And then baits for today, mainly worm so far is working well. When I picked them up from good old Halton Road angling after work yesterday, and also seems to be catching so many mackerel. Can't beat a bit of fresh stuff. I don't think we've had a single fish on mackerel though this morning so far, but no doubt if the Gurners turn up, that's what we'd have it on. Gurners do love a bit of mackerel. So just bait up this rig now. What I do find when they are biggish mackerel like now and you fillet it, you'll find the fillet is really thick, and on a size 2 hook it ends up being quite a chunky bait. So I fillet it, cut a strip, and then I'll literally just slice a bit of the meat off the back, so it's just a bit more of a streamlined bait. And obviously it's just going to help the fish get it in their mouth a bit better. Just bait one of them up with mackerel. I've also got squid, bit of black lug, crab and prawn. But so far it's all on ragworm. I did just stick out a pulley rig with a crab on it. I don't normally fish pulleys down here because we were just chatting then. It's not worth coming down here fishing for something like a ray or a hound when it's so good around where we live. So if I'm going to travel somewhere to fish, I'm going to fish for something I don't often catch on my local marks. So there we go, there's a mackerel strip ready to go. The pop-ups I'm using aren't the ones that basically come as like a float stop kind of system. They're just literally loose on your snood. Then I use power gum then above it to act as your bait stop. And the other ones I'll just thread a bit of worm. Just get these baited up now. Get those rods changed. Well, I just had a bite on one of them, or my left one. So we'll give that a check now. See if there's any fish on it. And hopefully bring you back with some more fish. Hopefully another triggerfish would be nice. I'll do my best to actually get on video and reel in this time. There's a worm bait. Quite a big bait that actually, for the bream. But if it's worth catching, he'll swallow it down. Right, let's get this rig out there. Oh, here's a bite. It's a bite. Idiot fish. We have a bream on tango with the other rod. Sort that out a minute and I'll bring you back for your luck. Well, there we go. Look, we tried the rig with one of the red foam balls on it, in close. And it's only tiny, but it's a fish. So obviously it works. What did I cast? We just cast it in close and left it plenty slack just to allow obviously for the ball to lift the rig up. And that is a very small bream. Let's send him back. Try and get his granddad. Right, so unfortunately my mic's started playing up for a little bit, so I'm going to have to do some voiceovers. But as you can see out there, big ball of mackerel on the surface, nailing the sprats. There's me going over excited. Get it rod in quick. Get some feathers out there. I had a full string straight away, as you can see behind me. And as you're about to see me reel in another one. Way is probably what I said. Look, way. There we are, look. Great fun, the mackerel fishing, as we all know. But quickly getting them shaken off, get the rod strip back out there. You don't normally need many casts when they're coming in thick and fast like that.
and then shortly get back to bait fishing. But this one, as you can see, quickly put an end to mackerel fishing because they absolutely trashed my rig. So get the rods back out there for the bream and pack in the feathers. But there we are, another nice bream, slightly better than the average stamp you were getting that day. We had a bit of tide coming through for a little bit, which helped a slightly better stamp of fish come on the feed. There's me saying God knows what, some jibber jabber most probably, saying let's get this fish unhooked, get the bait back out there. Oh look, taking on the ragworm, yellow pop-ups, the usual thing as we all know. But nice little fish though, nothing massive but a bit of fun.
Well, I was just messaging Chris Stokes, one of the boys that does filming for Veals, and he said that he'd had 6 bass here yesterday. And I was like, oh, how'd you have them? And he said spinning with white savage gear lures. And I didn't bring anything like that. But I looked at my cousin's box and he was like, look at here. And he had white savage gear lures. So, you know, as you do, you cast out a white savage gear lure and you just nail a bass. I was about that, look. Whoa! Just cut my knee open. How's about that? You can see the lure. My cousin's trying it now. Absolute cracker. Oh, 3-4 pound maybe. So basically, I should really get back out there and try and get another one, but I'll run you through what setup I've got. I'm just, because I haven't got a spin rod or anything, I'm literally just using a beach caster, got my Tronic Pro competition Naga, and I've just gone down to a 3-way swivel, a short link of 80-pound line there with a 7-ounce lead, and about 3 foot of 0.50 fluoro, which is, I can't remember what poundage it was, probably like 30 pound maybe, down to the lure then. The length of the hook link depends on, sort of, if there's no tide, I keep it shorter because it's less chance of it to tangle. And if it's longer, it's going to sit in that tide better. As you're bringing it in, it's going to work the lure better because the main objective is to get the lure working properly. So, done that, literally cast it out there. There was a shoaler mackerel, cast it just past them, and I thought I had the mackerel on it first. And it started coming in and went up the beach then. And lo and behold, first cast, we got a bass. How was about that, look? Absolutely wicked. That's a nice thing with this beach, you never know what's going to pop up. Happy days. Well, my cousin's trying over there now. Bass banging that. Happy days. Let's try and get another one now. Right, let's see if we can replicate that bass with another one. So I'm just going to cast it up there, the mackerel is back. You might as well go fairway because you're only covering more ground. Not that it really went that far, but there we are. Let's sink. And just slowly wind it back. One of the first times I come down here, actually, I was doing this with jelly worms, like the little Berkeley firetails. And I was catching quite a few gurnard, actually. There's definitely a chance of catching a gurnard. Chance I'll probably get a better size one as well, maybe. Cousin just had a mackerel then on the lure. Well, the mackerel shoal that was in close has just pushed out probably like 200-300 yards out, so realistically you're not going to hit that. So what I'll do, I'll leave it for now. I'll wait for that shoal to come back in close, because they've been coming in like literally, you can virtually see the mackerel shoal. So I'll wait for them to come back in close, and I'll bring you back then to have another go. Just had a nice pull over. I think we hooked him. Got a little bit of tide there now, so hooking a fish a bit better. Not too sure what it is. Go and find out. I think I know what it is, but I don't want to jinx myself. What should be a mackerel? Oh, it's a lovely bream. That's a better fish. Beautiful. One hook's gone. 2 hooks gone. Bloody spider crabs. That's a quality bream. There we go. Bass. And then a chunky black bream. That's a stunning fish. Absolute stunner. Look at that one. Beauty. The dorsal fin on that. Happy days. Like I said, the tide's starting to pick up slightly now. Not a lot, but enough to sort of make a difference to the fishing. As you can see. Sweet. Well, I will say confidently that one ain't going back. You can join the bass in the cooler box. Nice. Let's get that rig back out there. I was on mackerel, that one. You can just about see the skin left on the hook link. Yeah, the spider crabs are getting enforced now. They're losing a few hooks now to them. But happy days. It's just what we want. Nice chunky black bream. Well, my mic was running out of battery, so I put it back on the charge, and I said, I bet I'm gonna get a decent fish now. And what happens? Get another trigger. Another trigger. Lovely markings on this one. Got a little weird marking on his side there. That bait was on crab, that one. A little bit of crab. God, he was not coming off. Not a chance. Oh, there we go. Hooks out. There we go. Another stunning trigger. Wicked fish. For any of you that don't know, these are fantastic eating. If you like bream and bass, that kind of fish, you absolutely love these. Well, the closest fish I can sort of compare it to is a John Dory, if you ever had one. Very, very similar. I know a lot of people won't like killing them because they're sort of not millions around, if that makes sense. But there's more around than people think, I think. And even then, they might catch a year. If I catch 5 through a couple sessions, I'm happy. So not really doing any damage to the species number. But yeah, he's coming home. He's pattern on the fins. Oh, the top and the bottom just streak out. But yeah, the teeth are absolutely insane. And the biting power on them, if I use this, look, the lead wire. I don't know if you'll be able to hear it or not. Absolutely, I can't even get it out. You can see him there, look. Absolutely savage. Oh, there we go. Let's have a nice bite then. and we are into a fish. Not sure what it is yet. Maybe a bream, maybe a trigger. We'll soon see if he doesn't spit the hooks. I reckon it's probably a bream. What is it? Trigger, is it? A bloody mackerel! What? A big one as well. That's a big mackerel. Oh. What a way to end the day. Massive mackerel. So basically, it's our last cast. So that's the end of the day. That's a big mackerel. Big mackerel taking on mackerel. Felt like a nice bream, that one. That's a solid mackerel. Like a little bonito. Chunker. Chunker. Well, we're gonna have these last refresh rods now, and then start the pack up, because we've made a right mess today. Get all the gear packed away, and then got the rubbish in a bag, and head on back to the car. But I won't say my bye-byes just yet, because I'm gonna have one more cast, so a lot can happen in one cast, as we all know. So I'm fed up with holding this thing, so I'm just gonna go check in the cooler box. I'll see you in a minute. Alright guys, that is my last rod in, and now it was time to go back home. The last few things to pack up now, and then get up that bank, get back to the car, and then drive home. Shouldn't be too bad of a drive, should be about 2.5 hours. It's not too bad. But, the fishing was pretty difficult. The crabs really didn't help. They made everything a struggle, because there was a time you had to bait up every 5 minutes. So it was a pain. But the mackerel kept us well entertained through the day. But all I can think about doing now is going home. I am knackered and starving. So, thanks for watching, and I shall see you on the next one.